And hello to everyone out there today. It is I, Daxayomi. Hello, everybody. Also, hello, Shanira, Long Lost, and Mitsuru, by the way. It's always so nice to see you all. So as I was like texting a little bit, chatting, I don't know what to call it. But shit, it's the cheese. Fuzz it. What? Cheese. I love cheese. So I've really been needing to get I've really been needing to get a new mouse for a very long time because I know that the mouse that I had, it kept double clicking randomly. I think it was just also on the fritz, so it was like doing weird shit constantly. And so I finally was just like, I just need to get a fucking new mouse. So I decided to also like replace the keyboard too, because I was like, why not? It's really funny that I go to Best Buy because I'm just like, I'll just see whatever is there. And of course, like, everything has to be colored lights. And I'm over here like, like I'm feeling like some of the keyboards, I'm just like, either they don't feel well or they're like really, really loud. And I'm over here like, I want something a lot softer today. Like, if I type right now or it's just like LMAO, ha ha ha, whatever, like, you don't really hear it. On every piece of tech, I would love it too. So I decided to go with Logitech. It was like this $50 wireless thing that comes with both a keyboard and a mouse. This keyboard is actually very nice. It's very light. It doesn't make a lot of noise when typing. It feels nice. Like, it's just a basic ass keyboard, and I absolutely like it. And it works. The mouse is okay too. The funny thing is that the little Bluetooth receiver thingy, you just need to connect one of them and it works for both. So I'm like, I see. Also, hi Blaze, how are you doing? So like, technically I don't really need the gaming mouse that I have. But admittedly, I like the feel of the gaming mouse, and it has two buttons on the side for my thumb, which I really prefer more. It's also technically a rechargeable one too, so I'm probably going to try to keep this thing recharged as often as I can, and then like take it off the charger, like take it off of it and just use the Bluetooth whenever possible. Apparently there's also like an app I can download for this thing too, for like something in the other, and I'm over here like, yeah, no, I'm not that kind of sweaty gamer person today. It's like, no, I don't need that, thank you. But the nice thing is that I literally actually have a mouse and keyboard that I can throw into my backpack and then use that with my personal laptop. I still need to actually set up my personal laptop to my desk, because I really am wanting to get my, I really actually want to start using my personal laptop for playing certain games that are like, either they're not an online game, like Marvel Rivals, or they're not a graphically intensive game. Because some games that I have, I definitely need to use my desktop because it has really good graphics card on it. Whereas my laptop, it's like, it's still a pretty good graphics card. It's about as good as my old one before it died. It's just, well, yeah. The laptop just has a lot more space on it because a former friend of mine actually was able to install like this little like 4 terabyte thing into it, which I could never do that myself. Like, I would be too scared to open up a laptop. But he was able to do it for me because he knows how to do that. So I was like, my laptop literally has so much more storage space than my desktop, and my desktop is like very small and does not have additional slots. So it's like, I literally cannot do anything else with it. Been through a lot of rotwood today. Oh, your fingers hurt. Oh, I'm sorry. I very much understand that. I give you all the, I would give you all the pets if I could. That's weird. Shouldn't that be, like, capturing? Hold on. Unless, like, I accidentally got rid of it? Huh. There's the background, plan B, test. There's the game capture. Cursed. Which we don't worry about cursed. Backup alerts. I'm eating, chat, nude. Alerts. Huh. That's weird. For some reason, it looks like it just completely lost that one. I wonder why. I wonder how, actually. Sorry, I'm just, like, realizing that there's, like, an entire thing that's just, like, missing and gone. And I'm like, but where did it go? I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Why is it not capturing it? Sorry, I forget that I always set it up that way. Yeah, my OBS crashed. I don't know what happened. That was weird. Huh. Oh god, that's also now gonna be like, hold on. It's gonna bug the shit out of me. Give me a minute. Why did it crash? That's so weird. Hold on. It's gonna... Oh, I can't even fix that right now. Oh, I couldn't do anything about it even if I wanted to. Oh well. I'm just happy that you're here. Oh, I'm happy you're here too, guys. God, I wish OBS would stop doing weird shit, because I hate it when it does that. Because I'm over here, like, trying to actually do things correctly, and then it wants to, like, freak the fuck out, and I'm over here like, please stop, I just want you to work. Literally just being like, please, I really need you to not be stupid with me today. Need to listen to Panda. Aww. Well, you're going to be listening to a lot of me talking. Because I'm going to be playing a Phoenix Wright game. Assuming this game... Assuming that things don't try to fucking crash again. I'm like over here being like, please, I just need you to work and not do weird shit. That's all I need you to do. Ugh. Oh, God. I'm so tired. I'm not really tired. I did have a nice big meal, though. Like, I had bean burritos, which I got really excited for. So I just, because I was just like, I wanted to eat, like, I wanted to make something and I wanted to eat something simple. And I was just like, what's a really simple meal that I could just, like, create pretty easily? And then I was just like, I have all of these, like, little, it's like technically like little they're like flour tortillas, but they're more for like fajitas. So they're like, they're fairly small. And so I was just like, sure, I'll just like get a few of these, put some beans into a bowl and just, it's technically was refried beans that I just heated up in a bowl. And I was just like, that, some sour cream, and then I cut up some chicken that I bought, like some chicken breasts that I bought from the store. And these are ones that are already, like, pre-cooked because I'm lazy, and I'm like, I really hate having to cook chicken. And I'm like, these are just, like, easy, it's like an easy protein just to add into anything. So I'm just like, I've been adding it mostly into my salads, but I was just like, you know what? I could tactically make this into a fajita. Even though technically I would really like to get bell peppers and onions and shit to go into a fajita, but I was like, this will work just fine. You're a bit lethargic from big backitis. Breakfast burrito, lots of eggs and spinach with a bit of cheese and bacon. Oh, that does sound good though. I love making breakfast burritos too. Although I like to do beans, eggs, and like a salsa or a hot sauce to go with it, and cheese. Of course, cheese. If I do like a meat, I would probably do like bacon though, personally. Also, I'm probably gonna like mess around with things for a little bit, because I hate it when things just like crash out of nowhere, and I'm just like, it always makes me so fucking paranoid. That's the word I'm thinking of. It always makes me so paranoid that something else is going to happen. Because, like, that was, like, within, like, 10 minutes. And so I'm like, well, I could probably just fuck around for, like, 10 minutes before I, like, really get started on something. Because I'm like, and I hate having to deal with VODs like this. Because it's always like, I'm going to have to get rid of the first VOD. Because that's going to be like, there's no point in having that VOD anymore. And I'm over here like, this is so... It's so ass. I hate it. I probably need to also do a little bit of TLC with my, Probably need to do a little bit of TLC with my computer. You know what? I'm going to do this too. Excuse me. I'm going to tell my computer that that my computer is now on notice and that it needs to take itself seriously. AK, I'm opening up the taskbar and I'm going to make sure that, yeah, you're always going to be a problem. Hold on, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and close you out in case maybe that was what the problem was. Highly doubt it. As far as I know, OBS just like fucking just exploded because it could. Telegram's kind of been pissing me off too lately, honestly. I should make more of my instant taco stuff. I take cream cheese, refried beans, enchilada sauce, and a meat substance in a bowl and air fry it in a tortilla. Interesting. Also, oh my god. So as I was like testing out my keyboard and mouse with like Telegram and was like typing up to people and being like, ha 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 ha, like, hello, you adorable bean. Actually, let me be like, hello, you adorable bean. You're so fat, kind of thing. And just like, you know. And some like, and whenever I type, I usually type very complete sentences. Like, I never do shorthand when I type, because I really hate the idea of doing shorthand. So like, my sentences usually get very long. And I'm really hating that apparently Telegram now has this like, literally is trying to promote this like, you're writing a very long sentence. Would you like AI to help you to write more sentences? And I'm like, no, please go away. And I'm really getting annoyed with it. Because it's like, I'm over here being like, it's like Telegram, like, your entire user base is furries. Please stop trying to push this shit onto me or onto anyone, honestly. It's like, do you not know who it is that pays your bills? Kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm okay. Otherwise, I feel pretty happy. I need to test this like mouse and keyboard a lot more though. See how it actually works. I need to honestly play it with like more intense games and see if the wireless stuff actually keeps up. I think you know what it is? It's because whenever I was growing up, wireless was actually kind of ass. Would you like AI to think for you a bit more? Smiles, no. Would you like AI to fuck your wife? Like, that's how it feels, honestly. And I'm just like, ugh. But but whenever I was growing up with wireless, like, early stage wireless stuff was, like, really bad. Like, it was okay if you were using it for just, like, normal computer stuff. But if you were wanting to be, like, a video gamer, like, you wanted everything to be wired into your computer. Because a lot of wireless shit was just really bad at the time. And I think I've just always have had that bias because of it. Wireless stuff has definitely had time to, like, actually get better since, like, 20 years ago. So hopefully this will actually, like, turn out to be pretty good. Although I do feel a little bit weird that my keyboard is completely battery powered. I am still staying a purely wires person. I don't blame you. I mostly am experimenting with the Logitech thing, mostly for the laptop. Because being able to have something in which I can throw into a backpack and use is a very convenient idea. Now, if the keyboard continues to work just fine without me doing much of anything, great. The mouse, I have a gaming mouse that I can directly plug it in. I can also do it via wireless as well, and I'm just going to see what happens with it. With any luck, it'll be just fine. Otherwise, I will scream. But primarily, I'm also latency sensitive. I haven't really noticed much latency stuff. Like, everything seems to be pretty on point. At least for me. So, It's more specific on when it does and doesn't work better. Like, your mouse may be better wireless, but your mic being wireless won't usually. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, my mic is definitely very wired. As I like looking at it, looking at my little Yeti on its little fucking little arm thing, being all like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, look, isn't. But if I can at least like maybe get rid of a couple of wires off of my desk, that might actually be a nice thing to try for a change. The only thing I know I will always be like hardwired into, probably no matter what, will be my internet connection. Because until the day they figure out how to put high-speed internet, and I mean like actual high-speed internet, to where like that can work wirelessly, which I highly doubt that's going to be anytime soon. It's like, I'm going to continue to hardwire my computer. Seems like the amount of information it has to transmit is important. I suppose. Like I said, like, wireless technologies definitely have had decades to work on itself since I've been exposed to it. Wireless headsets are either have terrible mic quality or they're mega expensive. No, that makes sense. That's why I want to continue to have, like, the only thing I really want to have to go wireless would be my keyboard and mouse. My mic, as far as I'm concerned, it's like, no. This will continue to be a wired setup that I have right in front of my face, and we'll just be like, So, that'll be fun. I'll listen to, yeah, but, so far, so good. Everything's great. I'm happy. I hope you are all happy too. Patchwork personality. Hello. It's so good to see you. How am I doing today? I'm doing great. I already had OBS crash on me for some fucking weird reason, because of course it does. It's like I'm a streamer and I have technical difficulties, and it's just like, why the fuck did you do this? And my computer looks at me and shrugs. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, ugh. I thought Happy was a lizard. Happy is also a lizard. Okay. Seems like everything is okay, question mark, asterisk. If I say it loudly enough, it certainly will be okay. What else could possibly happen? Ha ha ha! Anyways. Let me tempt fate there. Let's see how it works. Okay. I actually do not want to lower that. I do want to go ahead and... Shame on you. How dare you have technical difficulties stream? I know. It's really like a rite of passage when like you're starting streaming and you have your first technical difficulty and it makes you feel really embarrassed. You feel really bad about yourself because it's like, God, I suck at this. And God, does it just fucking happen sometimes? like, I know plenty of friends that like shit just hits the fan and it just happens and you're just like, huh. Luckily, eventually you just kind of like learn to embrace the fact that it's like, ah, yeah, thanks, OBS. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and actually get this started. You won't hear anything yet because I'm smart and I know how to actually capture a specific audio space versus, you know, what. Hold on. Now I can actually game capture this. Make sure it actually game captures. Oh, right. It might help if I do that. There we go. Okay. Okay, you don't hear it because... Like I said, I actually have the audio. The only thing that's being picked up is actually the little program that you see up there in the top right. So I am going to go ahead and mute that. I'm going to go ahead and like turn off all of my like random little other sounds because I don't need them all on right now. Huh, interesting. I don't know. Okay. We got all that done. Now I can... Boop. Now we can switch over to here, where you can hear Phoenix Wright being very proud of what they're doing. Hope you're well. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Hope you're okay. Rovera. Rovera the Avatar. Wait, which Avatar? We're talking about Blue People Avatar? Or are we talking about, like, Elemental Avatar? Like, the Avatar, not Blue not Dancing with Wolves Avatar. I'm sure there are other avatars out there, but those are, like, the two I always am like... Those are my two, like, immediate first thoughts. Alright, we should continue. I need to remember where the fuck we are in this game. Because I have really no remembrance of where any of this is. My avatar is nothing of the sort. Well, it's good to see you again. I hope you're okay. I hope you've been well. It definitely has. I'm like, it's definitely been a while since I've seen your name. January 7th! So how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? It got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances. It feels like it's been like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Right, his whole thing of being like, I saw everything. And he saw basically nothing. All he saw was the back of whoever the waitress's thing is. And apparently the only other thing he saw was he knocked down his own vase on his own table, and that was about it. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionitis. Contradictionitis. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? At least in any way. Shapeshifter, you will say. Yeah, we got to find one for Maggie, or she's going to have a terminal case of guilty. Okay, we need to move somewhere. Let's see if Maggie has anything she wants to say to us. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her too! Maggie! Maggie! Keep it down, Mia. This isn't a playground, you know. You could just barely hear the lo-fi in the back. It's absolutely funny. Looks like Gumshoe's not here. Never mind that. What's going on? It feels different in here somehow. You think... Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? What are you doing? Calling in the officers for the briefing. Calling the officers for the briefing, quick! Can't you shut down the station server? Chief, quit playing on the internet! But my emo pen pal! My emo pen pal, 1337, as a princess. Save it for later, I'm turning it off now! No! 1337 as a princess! Please. Zenith the Black Knight? I do remember. That was like forever ago. I don't know how I feel about the fact that terminal case of guilty implies the electric chair. Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh? Keeping busy, more like panicking if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. Big like me. I guess we're going to Trebien. Empty, as usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime, too. That's it. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, that sounds like... Now, just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. He's getting really worked up about something. No, that's the wrong number. Looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. Looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you. I was just listening to the radio, pal. To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is, and he's having the twin tea set. What can I say? Big as in panda. It's just some fall. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad that you're here. That's all that matters. God, I love how I'm over here, but when I do, it's fine. Gumshoe, what are you doing? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know. You always blow apart my testimony. Why, I'm of all days, didn't you do it today? Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? Would he have preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So, did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean. Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. Please, Detective Gumshoe. I didn't mean... Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh, man. Poor Gumshoe. So, did you like the twin tea set? I never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, for 20 bucks, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Really, it was delicate. Delicate? You know who isn't delicate, though? Oogus, hello! It's so good to see you. How are you doing? Let me give you a quick shout out. Death Stranding! Wait, is Death Stranding the one with, like, the little baby thing that you carry and you're, like, walking around with packages and shit and... Or am I thinking of a different game? Is that Death Stranding? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the one. How was it? And hello, everybody. I'm Dexy Yomi if you don't know me, and I'm just a big fat panda on the internet that likes to play all kinds of video games today. Today has been already a great day for me, especially with OBS wanting to be as sensitive as it is. Welcome on in. Hello, Oogus. It's been a while since I've seen you. I need a bite at you. It was fun as usual. I haven't really ever played it much. Hold on. I'm gonna look at this. Give me a minute. Wow. Actually, it's very surprising to see that Elder Scrolls Online continues to actually still, like, be a thing. Wow, Death Stranding is on a massive sale, but I guess that's also because, like, you know, its second game is coming out. From legendary game creator Hideo Kojima comes a genre-defying experience, now expanded in this definitive director's cut. I love how it's like genre-defying experience, and the first thing here is walking simulator. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot more than that, but it's also just like, I know that a lot of people have called it just a walking simulator. The second game is already out. Yeah, that's right, it is already out. I don't know much about this game, other than, like, I guess a lot of people seem to like it. I mean, it is kind of like a walking simulator, but a dang good one. Yeah, I don't know. This, you know what, I'll finally put this on my wish list. I'll put this on, like, I'll think about it. Actually, what kind of things is it? Wow, it doesn't really require much of a graphics card, actually. Like, if you look at the recommended for system requirements, its graphics card is only asking for a 1060. But this is actually kind of an old... it's a 4-year-old game. It's not that old. As a shared world, so to speak, it's single player, but bridges and ladders and stuff people use and leave, you can also use. Interesting. Fascinating. Sorry, I'm being a little silly. Let's see. Oh god, how much does this need in terms of... Needs 80 gigabytes of available space. It's a bit of a girthy game. It's a fairly girthy game, but it's... I mean, unfortunately, there are actually more girthier games than this one. It's worth the price. It's pretty long. Isn't necessary to progress. Pretty easy. I'm sorry. I'm just like looking at this one, but I'm just like, huh. Ah, yeah. Okay. Really appreciate people that make this girthy game for Girthy Panda. Oh. Also, when people die, they turn into Mega Dukes. Really? Ah, that's funny. I love that. Okay. Okay. I need to get back to the game. You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste! And I just realized, it's bad! That's it! It tasted bad! Oh, Gumshoe, I love you. It's just kinda hard to admit it to yourself when you paid 20 bucks for it, you know? Maybe he should have found out after the... Maybe you should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey Nick, maybe that's why Glen L came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin teeth set. If by fierce you mean fearsome, speaking of Glen L, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? So, what were you all excited about earlier? Huh? Oh, that's right. You said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me. What were you listening to? Nothing, really. It was just the daily exercise show. What the? A Psyche Lock? This lunch special lobster sure is great. Then why are there tears in your eyes? We can ask him about you. This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked. What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? He wasn't literally a computer, man. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah? That's what we found out yesterday, too. Yeah, hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So, have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elk worked yet? You might as well. Oh god, I had to mute that real fast. His workplace? Where's that? A computer firm called Blue Screens Incorporated, or something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Yeah, Blue Screen. Computers aren't really my thing, man. We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. I wonder about that. Just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screens Incorporated, huh? Found her apron. A one-way ticket to happiness, huh? Glen Elk died because of this ticket. Yeah, but it's still a one-way ticket to happiness, pal. And Maggie was found guilty of murder because of it, too. Looks like anything about Maggie is an instant conversation stopper. Yeah, he's got a real soft spot for her, and it obviously hurts when you hit it. That's the apron Maggie was wearing! Yeah, it still smells like her, too. Does this mean Maggie smells like ketchup? Alright, nothing there. We never did find the contents of that bag. It was medicine for Mr. Ellick's ruptured eardrum, right? Yeah, we found traces of it in his left ear canal. He must have used it while he was at Très Bien. We're sure of that much. Meow, 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 meow. I haven't got anything to say about that, pal. Just take it away already, please. Spending $20 on this has got to be like killing him inside. Hey, are you putting this up for sale, pal? No! Why would you want a busted up scooter like this anyway? Yeah, plus the seat's all covered in pigeon poop. Who cares? If it runs, that's all that matters to me. My phony was riding this bike. Maybe if I head back to the park, it'll be there again. It's for $500,000, pal! That's, $500,000 bills! What was the in there for? Is there really that much money tied up in this case? I can't give you an answer on that, pal. Not without this case file in front of me. But I'll tell you this. That Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know. No, I don't, but I think I sort of get the picture. What do you think of this? I think of nothing. I don't see anything else. Oh, right. What do I need? What do I need to present? I do not know. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to? Oh, hey, pal. Now that you've made the big deal out of it, I'm not gonna tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to... I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glenn Elk did. It's like you could see right through me! Huh? I've cracked him already? See, pal, that's why I said it was nothing. I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how did it go? I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad. Yeah, I know the feeling. I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elixir, and I got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawing live on the air. It's intense, pal. I bet that's what Mr. Elk was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30. And are the lottery results always broadcast at the same time? Yeah, look, I got this flyer for when I bought the ticket. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Millionaire Radio? That sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Mia, with your own money. Gumshoe as deep as a shot glass with a heart too big to fit in it. No wonder he gets abused too much. Aw. Apparently everyone's listening to this show now. That's because everyone wants money. They say that the victim, Glenn Elk, was really into gambling. Yep, you can't beat gambling. I love it too. I won $500 last night playing cards with Nick. What? We were playing for money? Of course! So you'd better pay up. You're a smart one, waiting for a cop to be present before asking for the cash. You know what that chef said to me? Ooh la la, your body is full of the toxins. And then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. But I'll tell you what, this stuff works like a charm. Slept like a rock last night. Oh, really? That's nice. You know, in all my years, I've never seen a waitress who was that confused. I've never seen a witness who was that confused before. Yeah, you look pretty confused. Yeah, you looked pretty confused by his testimony. Nothing against old guys. I like him and all. But he sounded like he was pretty sure about what he saw. Yeah, that's the impression I got too. Me 3. But then, why doesn't even a single part of his testimony corroborate any of the facts? Maggie's probably crying all alone right now, huh? Yeah, thanks to you. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Man, don't torch poor Gumshoe's feeling like that. Like they're cups of cheap creme brulee. You're really crazy about Maggie, aren't you? No! No, I'm not, it's not like that! You don't have to hide it, Gumshoe, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, you're way too plain looking for Maggie, right? I'd arrest you right now if you weren't so right. She's 23 and he's 32. Huh. At least she's in her 20s. Unlike another case that I don't want to think about or mention. I love Gumshoe. He's honestly very sweet and very stupid. Alright. Let's go to Vitamin Square and see if there's anything in here. I don't see any signs of Mr. Kudo, do you? Maybe he went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kind of hoping he would be here. Anyway, at least not for now. Besides, any more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Hey, check this out! I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you, otherwise you might be in for a shock. My phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine a tiger loose in the city. Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick, lost in a vast urban jungle. Despite his own job not paying him enough to buy better clothes than what he has and has been wearing for years now. I know! Makes me sad! Huh. Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony? Hey, look! Pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Did you know that pigeons are as simple as peas? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one by just a smidge, May. Huh? Mr. Armstrong is talking to someone. I'll be back next month. Natural Mint! I will be waiting for you! If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here. No! I will have everything right here, I promise! I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. Oh, stop it! I beg you! And don't let me down. I'll be watching you. Mastodon! This is not necessary! You can trust me, mademoiselle! Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Oh, you don't have to worry, you know. You worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. Is the oil of sandalwood? I do love raw meat from time to time. I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. I feel shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become a nervous wreck. There! Oh! That feels good. Ugh! Oh la la, excuse-moi, monsieur. My eyes! My eyes! Your eyes? If you're having trouble with your eyes, you need this oil of sandalwood. It isn't that just the leftovers of what you were just using? We aren't talking about the same kind of meat, are we? You never know. You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? No, you're right, monsieur. But perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, you know? That way I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right, business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it is a tray. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays. Nick, that's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry. Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? How do we know? How do we know that he identifies as a man? Phoenix? But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to the finale. No one will take it from me. That woman just now. So, who was that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yes, sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful. Polite? I look back and see this guy. Graceful? She likes raw meat and fires, right? I'll be back next month. That's we just saw this. Literally, we just saw this. Now that I think about it, hey, man, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well, then let's show him that piece of evidence and see what happens. Was this about your contract? So long as the paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with the broken wings. Hydrating? I should do that, actually. I need to drink more water. Must drink more water. Ah. Water is delicious. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. They kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? With what? Monsieur, if I did not owe them the money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with the salad garnish. Ew, I hope he doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. Care package taxes come with you. Hello. I do need it. I probably should readjust myself just a bit. I'm going to guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's, why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in the debt. Is it a sign of the bad world we live in, or? No, I'd say it's more of a sign of the bad culinary skills. The woman who was here, the scary woman. She is from the loan office. Loan office? Is that where you borrow $500,000 from? Tender Linda, it is called. Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow from... Please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Mia. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. So, Tender Lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I'll pay the price if that refuses. I wonder if they got anything to do with this case. I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. See? See, she does identify as a woman. Thanks to him loaning me a lot of money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like a slave. I have to do everything that they tells me. Who is this he? The tiger. The tiger? Wait, he is the manager of the Tender Lender, a terrifying man. The big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of the battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry. A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance? No. The man has a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, he does have the spiky hair just like you. There is a resemblance there, I suppose. Why are we stuck here? Sounds like this loan officer is worth checking out after all. If you want to visit the Tender Lender, it is just beyond Vitamin Square. Hey, Nick, if you need money, I can loan you some, as long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? We have gotten... Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. We got a big meeting starting in a bit. About Maggie's case, you mean... No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside. Okay, well, see you later then. Bye. You better get going, detective, or you'll be late. Actually, I've kind of got a favor to ask. It's a big one. A favor? Yeah, it's for, Aggie, actually. I was kind of hoping you'd give this to her for me. What is it? It's a lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she'd lost a lot of weight. Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? There isn't a person on Earth who would down this much meat. There's not a person on Earth who would down this much meat. We have to remember that Maya is a very innocent child that does... Actually, how old is... Maya, how old are you? You are 19. You're technically an adult, but you are still very much just... You're still very much like small child. And the fact that they're weenies, too. I'm like, I know somebody who likes Vienna sausages a lot. And would probably eat the crap out of these, too. And then, of course, there's meats who are already wanting to prove themselves. You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender, juicy... Yep, yeah, you know, that's not surprising coming from Gumshoe. Gumshoe is definitely a meat man. You can tell by this. You can tell how much he enjoys tender, juicy meat. I know you like weenies. So will you give it to her? It took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal. I can't exactly say no, can I? A tenderly handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry. Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie. He's finally gone. Is she actually there? No. Actually, let's see if we can go to that place. Tender Lender. This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it? Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Ugh. Talk about a creepy voice that makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. You're here to discuss alone? No, not exactly. The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. She's gone, just like that. I guess we'll just have to come back another time. But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick, let's take a look around, okay? Do you think it'll be okay? Of course! Don't ever know. Coffee? I'll leave it here for you to enjoy quietly. Yes, thank you. Do not touch the desk, please. Nick, let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug. But like man meat, that's a different start. God, why is everyone talking about man meat? Chief of Persona 4, God. You would do it for Gumshoe Pan Pan. We know the real meat you enjoy would be there to cleanse your palate. Stop it. It's solid gold, Nick. Gold! Just look at that shine. Only real gold shines like that. Would you really want such a shiny desk, though? I don't know, but let's see what it looks like to sit at a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled! That's because it's completely dazzling. I can see up my nose in the reflection. That's gotta be real distracting. So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. Oh no! Someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. That's going to be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How did she manage to knock over one of those? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy? Oh, hey! There's a book of matches here, too. Matches, huh? Places don't give those out much now. Hey, wait a second! What is it? Look what's printed on its cover. It says Très bien. Matches used for advertising. Found lying in Tender Lender. These matches could come in handy. I might be able to use them. Yeah, the pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, man. Swing and a miss. Let's see. This round doll thing is called a Daruma. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured, in case you're wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always right himself. Go on, Nick, give him a good shove. Only if I feel like dying. Now, this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not that I'm an expert or anything, I'm more of a reversary person, you know. Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items, they're like trophies? Are they? Ugh. Hey, there's a piece of paper sticking out from under here. What is it? A repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane! The car is registered to the Cadaverinis. Huh. So it's not even the Tiger's car. Why would someone else's repair bill be in the Tiger's office? Paid by Tiger to the Cadaverini family. Boom, boom. Hey, look at this! Parisian style coat. Hey, look at this Parisian style coat. It's so chic. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this! This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. Huh? The same color as my suit. Keep your voice down, Mia. Nick, you got to take a look at some cake. I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly, otherwise. Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure. I have my eye on you, only so I can take care of you, understand? I'm scared, Nick. So, what were you getting so excited about before? Look, on the lapel of his suit. That's an attorney's badge. Is the Tiger a lawyer? No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. Found in the tender liner, made of cardboard and painted to look authentic. For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? God. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud. It's a wonder you can hear it. The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the Tiger's into. Have you finished the coffee? Huh? Yes, thanks. It was lovely. So, you drank it all? If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup. That coffee, it was laced with something, I'm sure of it. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me. Oh, wait, maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast. I sure hope so. Better take a look at the CD while we're still alive and have the chance. What the? What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the Tiger? It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber. What? This must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. No way. That won't make us drink more coffee if we do. Found at Tender Liner, a sample disc with the name written in marker. Come out from under the desk, Mia. What are you two stupid around in my office for? Nothing. We were just... precious carpet. You just got ash on my rug. You gotta wish your ugly feet never came through my door. It wasn't us. It was our... You just want to argue with me? Is that what you want to do? You think you can take me on? I'm gonna flatten you two into pancakes and turn you into my new rugs. I love how red he is. It's like, why are you so fucking red? Ah! Oh. Don Tigre, you're back. That voice, it's like evil seeping into your head through your eyes. I want to make him worse. I found you, faker! God, stop it. I'm sorry, Don Tigre. I knocked over that ashtray earlier and... She got a death wish or what? Right. Huh? Forget about it, Volita. It's nothing. What? I gotta get mad at you. You're too cute, yeah. That's so unfair. Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan. Aha! Phoenix, right? Yeah? He was either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now you just gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my faker. Healthy people inhabit her body so often as her brain chemistry, considering it temporarily alters her physical. Yeah, that's true. But I don't care. No one gets in my way. Well, I mean, excuse me? You should have left the little girl at home, right? I have a few things I want to... No questions. This is the last time we meet. Wait, please! That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted at him. Like you're one to talk. I didn't hear you scream, hold it either. The espresso. And cookies. This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta? So, I'm kind of curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. A conscientious rate of interest and an attractive repayment policy. Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? We will tenderly lend you the little extra bit here at Tender Lender. Hey Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan? Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much. Tender Lender is on your side. Let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right. I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. Darkened front face. She kind of looks like the shadows of Persona 4. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager. The manager being the tiger? Fiero Tigri. Fiero Tigri? So that's where the tiger thing comes from? Zen Ehoff's got a real name, Nick! Hurry up and find out more about him! He's a 42-year-old man. That means he's definitely right up Mitsuru's alley. Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tigri? Cookie? Sure. How do you like my cookies? I bake them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor's all yours. No, ladies first, Mia. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together? We are lovers. It's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice. And I owe Don Tigri my life. He's the one who saved me. Girl, how old are you? She's a vampire! That makes sense. He's evil, he's legal, that's all I need. The tiger saved you. Please address him properly as Don Tigri. Otherwise, I'll have to... Okay, Don Tigri, of course, I'm sorry. He saved her life. I'm sure I'd like to know how that happened. I'm very frail, you see. Just recently I died once. You died? About 4 months ago. The doctor said to abandon all hope. I guess they were expecting her to take a boat right across the river Styx. But Don Tigri, he saved me. He gave up everything. Everything? When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso. I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So, is that why you've got that bandage around your head? This? So what's the story with the bandage? They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury. Fatal injury? Mia just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once? Ugh. She's really creeps me out, Nick. Same here, but we got to find out the truth. Well, let's see what we need. Let's see what we need to know. What are things that we need to answer? You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said that you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean that you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Donuts? There must be some piece of evidence that prompted her to tell me what happened. Get a donut offered to Phoenix by Viola. Yay. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident. Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis. Yes, it is. I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me? Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself, alright? Alright then. Your relationship with the Cardavinis is very strong, and this is why! Interesting. I don't think I have enough evidence for it yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues. Okay! Crafty! Hi! Look at that wonderful person! How are you doing, Crafty? Hope you're doing well. Hope you got home safe and that you've been like... Gosh, I don't know what you all craft. I know you do lots of things and cute things and blah, 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 blah. Or if you have any projects going on. Did you know that Crafty actually took a very boring house and made it into something a lot more fun and exciting? I can't wait to actually see this house one day. Although, knowing my luck, I'm going to be drawn into going to Denver, and I'm going to have to celebrate Oriole's birthday because that's such a hard ask for me to do. Like, gosh, here I am having to celebrate the birthday of Oreo. I need to get with Tibbers about that and see about actually finalizing some of those plans. If I'm going to be going to Denver, I'm going to be like actually traveling with Tibbers on that one. Oh. There he is! Old Seedy's back, feeding the pigeons again. Funny you should mention the trip home from the airport. My lift was in a wreck. I'm fine, but it was quite so... Your lift got into a wreck? Oh, shit. God, oh, man. Oh, I feel bad for the Lyft driver, first off. Hopefully it wasn't the Lyft driver's fault, first off. I hope it was, like, some asshole that, like... I got some garden planted. Ooh, I love garden. I wish I could be more into gardening. Gardening sounds like such a fun thing to do. There, take this and get out of my park. Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, man, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can. What? Why? Hello, old man. What are you doing, man? Huh? Yay. Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo. It was two girls who weren't wearing shoes and went through a red light. What do you mean they went through a red light? What fucking... Although, okay. Funny story is that near here, there have been so many accidents at this really random corner. Like, I live basically in a neighborhood, and there's this, like, relatively busy, like, stretch of road that's, like, kind of that way. It's, like, it's not that far. I don't live, like, right off of it, but I use that stretch of road in order to get to, like, a shopping center every now and then. Anyways... There's this, like, various, like, there's this stretch of road where, like, a lot of people keep busting through these fences. So people keep going into, like, these backyards of these houses because they don't know to turn Or, you know, drive not fucking fast at night or something. And, like, there's still one house's fence that still needs to get repaired. And apparently it's become such a problem within recent months, they're actually putting up a barrier wall. It looks like it's a temporary one for now, but I'm getting the feeling they're actually going to put like a more formidable barrier wall once they can, and just be like, okay, fuckos, if you're going to crash into something, you're going to crash into a barrier wall, not into some fucking fences. Pigeons. It is like I've already been seeing it of just being like, wow, they're really putting this up. They even put up like little signs that have like the flashing thing telling you to be like, slow the fuck down if you're going too fast. They also have like the little arrows that are pointing to be like, turn left, stupid, like start like going more left, stupid kind of thing. And it's, I don't know, people just fucking can't drive, and I fucking hate it. Look, we really need to talk to you, alright? Out with the demons! In with a good fortune! Seeds! Shell splinters! Painful! I always knew you were a demon, Maya. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. Dirty old man who was so busy looking at a serving girl's backside that he can't remember her face, a filthy, depraved animal. Not at all. Hey, listen to me, boy. I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder in that young lady's javakino. We hear you. Another thing, young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side of the lens of his broken spectacles. We're really sorry. So I made a little mistake about the vase, so what? I know what I saw. I tell you. Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo. So glad we got to hang out. I'm glad we got to hang out too, Crafty. You're honestly such a delight to be around. It makes me want to give you so many hugs and just be like, oh. Although you and Oreo together are such a hoot. You guys honestly feed into each other's like gremlin energy. Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this. You said you were a craftsman, right? Yeah, the modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in robes. Surely it's not that. I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. You hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer, I was born one. Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself. Yeah, I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his ear hole, objection. So did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Mia. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. I got a tsunami of frustration inside and it's ready to burst out. If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? Cut it. Actually, we got places to go, things to check and stuff. Maybe another time? Fine, whatever. Just don't forget, I got a tsunami's worth of grumbling to do. Yeah. This girl right here is really looking forward to hearing it all, honest. What? I never said that. Come to the place where I work then. Here, bring this along with you. What is this? It's covered in seeds. A discount coupon for a burger? You really want someone to grumble at, huh? Although it is a burger joint. Yeah, suck it up. Guess I better let him talk. Good day, Rovira. I hope you sleep well. Get some good sleep. I pet your head and smooch your head and be like, mwah, mwah, mwah. So there's not much call for craftsmen these days then. Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Grants. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? Well... Buy some bread, now that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why do people say what they mean? Get lost! That's what they're trying to say! Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see? At home, at the restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute. What did you just say? At home and at the restaurant? Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Très Bien? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Yeah, I did. The very day that young brat was poisoned. What? So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. The servant girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. And the owner shouted over to me. Excusez-moi, you call the police? Calm yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time. So, did you end up calling the police? Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Do I look like I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course. You went looking for one? I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandering around for about 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes? So, for 5 minutes after the incident happened... Yes, sirree. The owner was at Très Bien on his own. Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. Wait a minute. Whatever the case, there's more. I got more to say. I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Not my fault. You're the one to blame. You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that woman, I mean man, alone in the restaurant. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong does identify as a woman. Phoenix, why are you being such a phobe about this? God! Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Oh, sure. You go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, We need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Thank you, old man. You are very much unhelpful. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again. But the place is open for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Ugh. Missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. Oh, Mr. Wright. Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you? Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go there in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident anyway. Is it possible she's the one misremembering things? Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there's only so many things that just don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But did Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you really think it was the disappearing man that did it? Well, it's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Balmer, Maya. That name is scrawled on the sports paper as well. I never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn L., collapsed, right? Yeah, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time of the victim collapsed... No, I'm not tired. And the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Trebian? No idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man from the bar, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old CD wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly, and you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No, you don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know, the things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old CD. What do you know about him? I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. I thought you said that you're feeling much better. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out to you as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table... It's true there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. But I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. Scythe, hi. How are you doing, sweetheart? A woman? We have women in this game? Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? How am I doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. I've been a little bit here and there, but I'm keeping it together. Scythe, I just want to give you so many kisses and be like, she was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy? Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? I know I used to be on the police force, sir, but I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. All I can tell you about now is info about ex-cons or the clientele of Tribune, sir. Don't let it get you to Maggie. Oh, so she can't say anything about that. Got it. There was something else here, if I recall correctly. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Oh yeah, I got something for you're going to love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox, just for you. Here. Wow, a lunchbox? Weenies, too! I can't believe it! Thank you, sir! Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. Rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them. Somehow, when an ex-cop turned witness says that, an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. Oh, really? It's all yours, Mia. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But she's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But I guess so. Gumshoe's lunch eaten with Mia. Well, how was it? I had the spot. I love weenies. Good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Wait. Is that your attorney's badge? Actually, it's a fake. Holy smokes, that's it! That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright. You got duped by this? But it's a completely different color. And what about the fact that it's made of paper? He said the badge got a tan as well, while he was in Hawaiian business. I'm beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Oh, yeah, that's from when I was carrying a customer's breakfast over to them. The ketchup splotch, you mean? My whole face was fire engine red thanks to that stuff. But you spilled the ketchup on your apron, didn't you? I don't see how the ketchup-covered omelet went flying and hit the customer in the face. Oh, talk about a tomato red face. Makes me wish I could have seen it myself. Yeah, I guess. It was kind of a sight to behold. Potassium cyanide? I've never even heard of poison. I've never heard of that poison before in my life, sir. Okay, maybe I have. But I've never seen it before. That's the truth. I wouldn't even know where the nearest potassium cyanide dealer is in the first place. Potassium cyanide dealers? Sounds like another group of drug pushers to avoid. You might. In any case, this definitely isn't something you can pick up just anywhere. Oh, curse my rotten luck. Criminal must have snuck the bottle in my apron while I was unconscious. That's the cup I took over to the table, sir. But I didn't put anything in it. I could never do something like that. That's right, you could never do anything like that. I'm not good at carrying those large trays, you know? Trying to balance a tray with one hand to put something in the coffee with the other? That'd just be asking for trouble. I'd drop something for sure. That's right. Is she expecting me to claim that she's too clumsy to have committed the crime? Holy smokes, that's him! That's your phony, Mr. Wright. Just look at that ridiculous suntan. For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how... He told me he'd been on business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan. I'm not hearing this. Mr. Armstrong was very good to me after I was fired from the force. I can't believe someone as nice as him could have anything to do with this. Well, in the time between the victim being poisoned and the police being called, the only person who was on the scene and had a chance to do anything was Mr. Armstrong. There was no one else there. Mr. Armstrong wouldn't set me up, would he? Okay, you've already done that. She doesn't remember this. She doesn't know anything about that. Okay. More than likely at this point, we just really need to... The main server just went up in smokes! Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already! Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief! But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas. It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch! No! Just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend. Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down, something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal? Detective Gumshoe! You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. We've got big problems here today. Why? What's going on? It's a virus! A virus! A virus? There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system. But I really need to ask you some questions. Okay, I only gotta say this once, so listen up. Yes? No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear? Okay. If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there. We're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information. Oh, is that it? Well, let's see. Tender lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed calling in all their debts. Really? Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady. Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did you just say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? You better find out what the story is with this lady. So, what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? Oh. What? Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is? Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics of to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode? No, the damage is, well, it's all internal. So the insides go boom, right? Imagine all the case data you got stored in your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all of that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary. Yeah, and what's even more scary is that the viruses are infectious. Infectious? These two, they're wonderful, aren't they? I love me and Detective Gumshoe. Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster. Just like a real virus, huh? But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that? Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal? No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else. What? That's horrible. Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold. Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. What? When and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage. And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before. The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. First off, creepy girl. That's the girl who works over at Tinder Linder. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it. She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she? That should be the least of your worries, pal. What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse? Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini. Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him. Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis? That's one scary sounding name. You can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you? No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who. You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop. These guys are scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. You can't touch them. They got too much moolah. Moolah? As in, they pretty much control all the cash in the city's black market. The black market, huh? And that includes Tinder Linder, I take it. Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one. Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss then? Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him. So, how did she end up at Tinder Linder? I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss of Tinder Linder are pretty tight. Tight? That's what it said in a file I read related to Maggie's case. Sounds like a pretty important clue. We have that one now, do we? Okay, now we're gonna show him the computer virus. Detective Gumshoe, about this... What? I'm trying to concentrate on Maggie and... Ah! This is it! This stupid name, I remember now! I thought so. Here it comes. Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Mia. You don't have to cry about it. The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD! That's the name of the virus! MC Bomber! What? Yeah, the virus that's just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber! Can you give us any more details, please? We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met. Who are they? I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. And now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival. All this stuff, criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie. Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus on the black market. You mean someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag in the millions of dollars, pal. And the millions? A virus can be worth that much? Contains a program. I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is, you know, the lunchbox. How did everything go? Lunchbox? You remember the weenies? I hate weenies! Oh, yeah, those weenies. So, how did the weenies taste when they went down the hatch? Well, it was delicious? Yeah, that's what she said, really? Well, not exactly. Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. Prepared? What do you mean? I made a jumbo lunchbox. Oh. Do me a favor again, pal, huh? And deliver this. This sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one. Okay. I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her the weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all of these too. Eternally handmade lunchbox fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies. Gumshoe's lunchbox, give it to Maya again. Really can't eat anymore. She's not here. Wow, this place is so high-tech. You can almost smell the electricity in the air. It is a computer firm, Mia. They can't work without electricity, you know. Who are you? Hello? I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. Lisa Basil. Lisa Basil! I'm the company's director. Director? She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. I need to really watch that show, by the way. That's an anime that I never really actually I really just need to rewatch that show. Like, I definitely have seen a lot of episodes, but I've seen them in such a weird order that it's like all their names are palindromes. What the heck? Of course. She's more like a ghost in the shell. And that thing over her eye, isn't that the same device that Glenn owns? First off, Ben. That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Mia. It's an HMD. All of my programmers here at the Blue Screens Incorporated are supplied with HMDs. Do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. So, what exactly is this firm's business? I will try to simplify it so you can understand. We analyze the data management system required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. You lost me on the corner of analysis and management? It doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much right. The software we produce is distributed on CDs. CDs? Yes, compact discs. Digital optical storage media. Did you know that's what CDs meant? That they are compact discs? You youngins with your use. Actually, not that many people use CDs anymore. They use the internet! And they just download shit onto their little hard drives. Actually, if even that. Actually, some people probably use the cloud. I'm like really trying to go through like, where are we on the spectrum of things again? Can we go back to cartridges? Can we go back to magnetic tape? I think I would like to have more magnetic tape in my life again. Where's my 6 floppy disks for King's Quest? I need my King's Quest floppy disks. Oh God. Lisa Basil. Lisa Basil. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. They're used to store information, electronic information. It's a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. I didn't even want to justify that neat with a voice. Did you good people follow all of that? Yeah. Your blank smile just said otherwise, man. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Incorporated. Oh. How about Mr. Elk's desk? Have you cleared it out already? No, not yet. It's this one right in front of you. Is there anything that might be useful to you? You're welcome to take it. I guess there might be a clue in there somewhere. Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected! What? What is this madness? No man, that is Sparta. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word. A code word. Sesame! If it's not Sesame, then it must be her mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. There's no point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. I guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should focus on asking about Glen Elg. What do you say? About Mr. Elg. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from 1 or 2 bugs in his personality. Oh, like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. What kind of personality flaws did he have? Oh, one of his flaws was that he was a loser. I'm sorry. I feel like that's like I always wish I could use that on somebody and be like, oh, what kind of personality flaws do they have? It's like, oh, they were a bit of a loser. That's what got him into trouble. What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So he was really no trouble at all, a model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. We got to find out what this trouble was exactly. About Mr. Mr. Elg. Was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry, why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. Hi, Busy Bee. How are you? Always so nice to see your cute face. What are you doing? Making pizza, but you're lurking. God, I need to make pizza one of these days myself. Ooh, actually, while I'm gonna hydrate, I'm gonna go grab some more soda. I'll be back in a minute. Hold on. Huh, okay, I'm back. Maybe. Possibly. Ah, pizza sounds so good. Hold on. I need to check on my cuties on here and see what they're doing. All of my cuties on the internet that I want to smooch on. Literally, this just like, hold on a minute. It's like, give me a quick second. Oh, I see. Oh. Okay, back to it again. He said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. We're in a hot tub 5 feet apart because we aren't gay. Excuse me, Mitsuru. I am totally like right up on you. Three Psyche locks. I guess Mr. Elg is like every other man with his own pile of secrets. Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry, then. Hey, that calendar. What about it? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it. Someone marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. L was murdered! Is there anything else? Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger. The tiger?! On December 3rd, the day of the incident, there's a note saying, meet with the tiger. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horses will win a given race. They're horse racing tickets. Oh wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Found it. There's over 500 of them. So many tickets would get you, what, $1 down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you try to profit from the dead, Dick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Mia. Don't look at the nerds. They don't exist. There's nothing about them we want to talk to them about. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what... Let's see what we can get them to open up about. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. L was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service. What's she talking about? I guess I'd better just take a shot and see what it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Does Mr. Elk's troubles have something to do with this? What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad, cashing in on others' misfortunes. This is moral. Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell? But what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glenn Elg, he had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, and I'm not through yet. Mr. Elk's gambling wasn't restricted to horses, was it? The lottery, horse racing, he bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps. No! You're right, Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000. Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. Elk won $500,000 in the end. But that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elk's real trouble was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. Furio Tigri, the boss of the loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with business should think harder before naming their offices. Like you're one to talk. Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No! I mean, about Mr. Elg. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigri? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really? Because I got a proof that Mr. Elg and the tiger knew each other. We do, because we looked at the desk! Furio Tigri, aka the Tiger, is the boss of the loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt. It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000, ouch. But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. The program in question, was it by chance this? Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer. But it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So... he said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Trebien. Where do you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say that Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus, yes. It was a work of genius, in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable! Inconceivable! Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on this calendar. That was his deadline for repaying his debts. A computer virus made by Glenn Elg, potentially worth millions of dollars. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Glenn Elg's losing horse racing tickets thrown back on the floor. Use the trash can, Nick! I think we have enough. Wait. Maybe. He's not here. She's not here. Hi, Gumshoe. I'm sorry, we're gonna keep running into each other until I can finally figure out where I'm supposed to go. I think we can finally solve this, maybe. Something to do with this. From a car, from that. And this is why. I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadavrini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one. Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadavarini, right? I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard. Ran away? If they stayed, I'd have... is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been... It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident. It wasn't Don Tigri. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tigri isn't injured at all, is he? It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I could feel it. Plus, on her locks. Plus, one of her locks just broke. She must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Mr. Cadavrini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. I have proof? Would it just be the repair bill itself? I'm assuming it would just be the repair bill. I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. I don't have this proof, actually. So then where do I still need to go? Absolutely not a robot. Shut up. Let go a million of my grumbles of chest and take a look. Oh, yeah. What am I forgetting? But they don't allow presents for... Yeah, you're right. This doesn't matter. I'm kind of going to get it to her somehow. He doesn't seem to have... I'm pretty sure I got everything I needed from him. Hold on. I wonder if she has anything. Well, I'm officially at a loss of where to start. Yeah, let's try brainstorming. You go first. Try to put Mr. Goto's testimony to some sort of use. And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. And then we go back there and check it out. Oh, and we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing. So, anything on your mind? Actually, there is something. I was wondering about Zen Yuhop. You know, like what he's like and stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that guy. He's so hot, so yeah. Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger. Huh? You did? What did you find out? Oh yeah, Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into him. Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. What's that guy's story anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? Unless there is something else here. What am I forgetting? Yeah, because he's not here. Uh-huh. Which we did. We already got all that stuff out of her. I feel like he has something more. Ugh. I'm just gonna keep on going until something happens. Something that tells me that he's... What am I... Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what am I missing to ask? Something about his testimony. Something about the testimony that I might be forgetting, and I am just not... I'm just not getting it. It's like, huh... It's like, how do I get proof that he was actually involved in a traffic accident? Unless it's literally, I should have done that. Maybe that's what I need to do. Hold on. You know what? Maybe I gave up too quickly. Hold on. It is possible. Maybe it's literally like... The bike is the... Hold on. Okay. Let's try that. Gumshoe, maybe? No, Gumshoe gave us everything we need. Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Let's see. Committed hit and run would be him. She suspected it. On his bike. Yeah, I gave up too quickly. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigri rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Mr. Cadavarini? You know the truth, don't you? This repair bill is paid by Furio Tigri. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they? It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true. I knew it. But Don Tigri still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive. How much are we talking? Very, very, very expensive. She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right? After I recovered, Don Tigri told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believed him. Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadavrini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadavrini, do you think Mr. Tigri would have paid the money? $1 million. Okay, I had everything. I just had to be like, I can have proof that he was involved with the bike accident if you look at the bike, and it's just like, oh, okay. 4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big. They said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks? My grandfather ordered Don Tigri to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow. I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigri said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadavrini. I wanted to believe he had helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. But I knew that wasn't really true. Wow, I'm so sorry. What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him. You helped him? In what way? Here, take these. What are these? Medical papers? I'm Bruto Cadavrini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse. $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. Wow, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and the Dutch, I mean betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Is everything alright, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Repair bill thrown into the trash. Okay, Mr. Powers, calm down. Yay, someone gets the joke. Okay. Bonjour, I've been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Good timing. Oh, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you, fellas. It's Zenny Huff. Who you calling Zenny Huffy? Come out from under the table already, Mia. Sexy. Okay, hand it over. What? You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend it. The medical papers now! Uh-oh. I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Mr. Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it! That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just wanna know you wanna know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad. It ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 billion you used to pay this off. Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that, too. Wait. Mr. Armstrong? Forgive me. I cannot argue with him. Ugh! That really hurt. Come on, Phoenix! You gotta collect those clues so you can activate your super already! Miss Armstrong, Phoenix ginger her appropriately, damn it. Is that all you've got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait! Don't take it too hard. Phoenix, right? That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. If only I had more meter, I could have kicked his ass. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Hold it, pal! Detective Gumshoe! Detective? You think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Whoa, come on, Gumshoe. Keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me. What's sad is that I never really played that game. I just know he's in the game, and he's like a setup, like a massive setup character. You have to like keep searching for clues and be like, find the clues? Find the clues? And like, that's his whole gimmick. It's just to keep finding clues so then he can like activate into like super massive mode. He also likes to throw May at people too, which I also find hilarious, but that's different. But go, pal, and take this. I played it. It's really funny that I always wanted to play as Phoenix Wright in that game, even though I know for a fact he's not that great of a character. At least I remember hearing someone being like, he's not a great character, but I'm like, I don't care. I just want to play as Phoenix Wright. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Alright, thanks, Gumshoe. Never got to experience it. Oh. He's not a great character until he gets the evidence, then he's a top tier. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind! I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tender Linder is going down. To be continued. God, that one took forever to get through. Jesus. Although, admittedly, I did get lost for a bit there, so it's just like, eh. Well, let's try to see how much of the trial I can do today. Assuming that there is, like, anything after this, which, honestly, I just fucking don't remember. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well. It ended on a giant mystery. That's true. We still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Phoenix, why are you still holding this lunchbox? Are you okay, Nick? Yeah, of course. I saw that little flash of doubt in your eyes. No, that wasn't doubt, that was, determination! Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Hey, pal! Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that. How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. You look like you look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Yeah, maybe this'll help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing. Come to think of it, that does look like one of those aromatherapy bottles. This is the small bottle that you turned up in the Tresbian kitchen a couple of days ago. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Huh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many of them, they're overflowing on the floor. Hey, wait a minute. There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Oh, what do you know? It doesn't have a label either. It doesn't smell. We finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it the poison? I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently. For ears? You mean... Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenn Elg's ear medication doing in the kitchen? The victim's ear medication found covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but... that's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today, got it? Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done, or my name isn't Phoenix Wright. Court is in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark at the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Godot. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which makes him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. Here's another character Mitsuru would also want to do things with, and 2, and 4, and all other kinds of things, more than likely. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godot. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answers? I'm sorry, you know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seeds in here, he was throwing us off the scent. And today I'll prove it. Very well, let the first witness take the stand. Look, it's the bottom. They're here. And you are... bonjour, everyone! I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and head chef of Le Très Bien Restaurant Enchanté. Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you... I'm sorry, excuse me. But are you a woman? Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am the pert and perky gentleman, no? Uh-huh. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I think I'd still rather take this than the minor being courted by older men. Still, this entire joke with this person is like, it's kind of like, oh yes, I forget that we're in Japan. On the day of the incident, you were in La Très Bien kitchen. I don't blame you, Judge, for asking that question at all. Isn't that right? Monsieur. Everything feels right. Huh. Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Godot literally just looking at this guy and just being like, huh, bottom. Just like... Very well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Très Bien. Well, volunteers. I can't even do it anymore. I'm just like, let's just get it. Well, when it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new articles that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Wait, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses. It would have seen everything in reverse, no? A mirror? Oui, un grand mirror. La most enormous mirror. And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front. What? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Huh. Well, let's just start pressing and go from there. And who were the 2 customers exactly? Mas, of course, the young man who died. And the other not so young man. You are referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. What about the other man Maggie says she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I'll just have to try a different approach for the time being. You were experimenting with art decor. How come I never heard about that before today? You are not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur? Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? But I did, just a few moments ago. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of découture? No, Art Deco is a style of design, Your Honor. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Ah, yes, of course, that deco. I was trying to achieve a more effeminate look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of le decor. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. How big of a mirror are we talking about here? Something about 4 meters wide and, about 2 meters high. Let's see, if 1 meter is about 1 yard, holy glass. In a frame, that's huge. I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. The ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. No, but I decided not to go through with it in the end. What should I do? Should I ask him more about the mirror or not? If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies. But... Objection! You didn't ask, Trite. You only have yourself to blame for such a sloppy work. What? A mirror was delivered to Trabian the day before the incident. Really? And as Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Trabian, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Huh. If you want to doubt someone, try it. Look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. The witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Perhaps that is the old man was looking at. Normally, I expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. Objection! Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, Try, even for you. Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here? Well, Try. Not the hair! I do not have a top knot. Mr. Godot is correct. A lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. Yeah, logic as one day. The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses. He would have seen everything in reverse, huh? Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse. Yeah. Hey, Nick. You should take a second and think about what old CD said in his testimony. How did he praise it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lenses on his specs. No question, you can't lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. If you saw everything he described reflected in a mirror, then everything he said on the left was actually on the right, huh? And that clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess, or does it? Huh. It's kind of hard to believe everything the fault of a mirror, but do you think old CD saw everything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradiction in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that old man's testimony. We just gotta dig deeper. Alright. None of this matters. Wait a minute. Yeah, if that was the case, then the copy stain would be seen by his left hand, not his right. Because he's saying he saw everything with his... but I guess that was the problem with that, wasn't it? But even so, the problem also is that his left eardrum was ruptured and he kept messing with his left ear. And he kept messing with the ear that his earpiece was in. That's another way to go about this, is that he was still messing with the ear. So he would have to mess with his left ear. La cup, la earpiece, and la glasses, he would have seen everything in reverse. He said everything was on his left.
Objection!
No, that's not it. No, that's not it. I feel like we have to point out the fact that because his rupture was on his left ear, right?
Objection!
No. Wait, the coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Okay, yes, that was the piece of evidence I needed to use. Right, because again, if he was trying to say that it's like, oh, he was actually trying to mess with his right ear, it was like, but we know for a fact that his left ear is the one that was actually all fucked up. And we know for a fact that this eyepiece is over his left eye. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? Well, I was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on his specs. No question, you can look me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. So, to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all of that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement, you see, monsieur? Now that you think about it, it is not so hard, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it that the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Order! That's right, it's correct. If the witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we would expect the victim's eyepiece to have been over his right eye.
Objection!
How bitter. Try, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. Oh, he thinks. You remember this, I presume? The I broke the vase, sorry apology, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Elg? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw that earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear. Do you hear? His left ear. Huh. Well, trite. Ugh. That's the worst but best impression of Kudo ever. Oh, I really thought he was old CD for a minute there. Godot's good. Enough! I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the Corps. We're all ears. I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans of the restaurant. The mirror. Alois, is everything sitting comfortably? Is everyone sitting comfortably? La mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant dividing the two halves. There is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. That was the seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it would not be in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. And we know that you're lying! I see no problems with the explanation we have just have heard. From the table next to the victims, Mr. Kuro could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little courgette I am, confusing all the men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there. Ugh, I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. Are you quite sure about that? Volunteers, of course! Very well, Miss Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. I know for a fact where the contradiction is here. This one I remember. There's only one seat from which he could have sitting in. That is the seat at the table where the old man was sitting. Terrible incident occurred. I moved the mirror so it was not in the way, but naturally I did not touch anything else. Are you sure about that? I touched nothing except the mirror. Mr. Wright, is there something the witness has said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on it. What exactly? Huh. Suffering from a case of heartburn, right? Oh, I have this thing for you. An oil with golden myrrh and frankincense. Add a few drops to your coffee and voila, enjoy. Focus, Phoenix, breathe. I need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. It's pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You'd think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did old Sadie. And the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Trebian that day. I just gotta prove it somehow. Let's see. I need to present. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat.
Objection!
Your Honor, Mr. Kudo's words yesterday strongly contradicted Mr. Armstrong's testimony. This is the letter of apology that was written by Mr. Kudo, is it not? I realize it looks useless, Your Honor, but this is still a testimony. Huh. I guess useless people are only really good at identifying useless things. What relevance does this scrap of paper have to the trial, Mr. Wright? Mr. Kudo's testimony is actually very relevant to the question at hand, Your Honor, because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. The crime scene photo. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we have heard, Your Honor. Crime photo? Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist. Sounds like you're describing yourself, Trike. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in this photo? Do you see what shouldn't? I mean, it's literally right here. The apology letter is about the vase and how it was knocked over. If according to them that the mirror was there and he was looking that way, this vase should not be here. There is one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all.
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, Trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Très Bien that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Monsieur!
Objection!
Don't try to confuse the court, Trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene.
Objection!
Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary in his own words. I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which she couldn't hear? You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, Trite, then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? There's more than just this one contradiction, man. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. Save again. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. The ear doctor made a mistake. The victim was a phony. Let's see. The victim was... The ear doctor made a mistake. Mr. Kudo made a mistake. The victim was a phony. For once, this one makes sense to me. What? Wait, what? Where? Who? I'm trying to think about this one actually clearly, because I feel like I'm overthinking this. I don't think Mr. Kudo made a mistake. I think he was very clear. The ear doctor made a mistake. Why would an ear doctor make... The victim was a phony. What do you mean the victim was a phony? Nothing adds up. Sorry, I'm being a little too loud and obnoxious with that. Found covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. It was inside his left ear. Left eardrum was ruptured, so that's not a mistake. The victim was a phony? I could do that for fun. Am I overthinking this, chat? Am I, like, literally being silly? Mr. Kudo made a mistake. The ear doctor made a mistake. The victim was a phony. You know, let's have fun. The scene is riddled with contradictions. Yet, there is one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Order in the court! Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom! Quiet, Gramps. Why do you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Trite, are you saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yeah. Someone pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo.
Objection!
Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in this testimony was... The serving girl brought him a Javakino and she put something in it. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but... There was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection!
Are you insinuating that the waitress in the old man's store was a fake as well? My dad actually worked on speakers for an auto place for like 10 years. He has bad hearing issues himself because of that. It's entirely possible for wearing that earpiece because it was loud enough to vibrate in his head to the beat of the music. Well, this case, it wouldn't be so much the music, it would actually be more being able to hear speech. But I guess it just depends. Well, it's not even the fact that he has poor hearing, he had a ruptured eardrum, which is kind of painful from what I know. It's true that there were no other customers in that restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed that what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was the scene of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct? Oh la la, this is most difficult for me.
Objection!
No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath after all. Was there in fact a phony at Très Bien that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. The defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events in the restaurant that day. In the restaurant. La victim, Monsieur Elg, he came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he had won the lottery, Emma, Moon Elk became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. There was no time for a phony to do the acting. But you know, so is hammering your face, so it heals into a better shape too, and there are people that do that too. Just so we're clear, there was no beer in the restaurant after all. Shovels dement pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted the mess to be cleared up quickly. What you have just done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. But now we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. He took that perjury charge a bit too well. But I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Was he alone at his table as well? Mas oui, I saw him from the kitchen. Yet the defendant, Miss Bird, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection.
Ha. Unfortunately for you, Trite. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like that reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Hearing Maya say that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. The old man arrived not long after him. By old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct? He comes often for my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more. So old man Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. What time was it? Out of curiosity, about what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. Crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man. Does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? Just after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, monsieur. You are wonderful. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of day will be added to the witness testimony. Oh, oui, Monsieur Judge. Everything I do it for you. Merci bien. That's French, isn't it? I'm glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. A man arriving not long after him, just after 2 p.m. The customers. He got word he had won the lottery. Became very excited. So we got when he got there. Did you see him? No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. I heard him shouting, yes, $500,000. Presumably the defendant heard that too, then, correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor little frightened dog. And what about Mr. Kudo? The old man choked on some bird's ears that got stuck in his throat. It seems we have yet another incident on our hands. I believe this is where I should... It's either here or somewhere else, but I would put it here because it's like, oh, we got here at 2, and it's like, well, by then it would have already been too late.
Objection!
I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Raffi, hi. In the Ace Detective world, we have people wearing a face covering that looks like Cyclops. Should and or would be wearing it. A man's nose is just as big and constantly red as a tomato that nobody questions it at all, and Armstrong is Armstrong. Yep, that sounds about right. Oui, that must be Le Chaumont. Must be Le Chaumont Elg was listening to. I can't see any problem with his testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving our lunch menu. Get to the point, try if you have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air at 1:30. Supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over, there's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Trebian that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
Objection!
Quite a performance, Trite. You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Glelg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glen Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court. However, at the time the real Glen Elg was already dead. I'll save here just in case. That's certainly the obvious conclusion.
Objection!
Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? No! No! Prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand up to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. Where did the killer hide the body? No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Actually, the small bottle might be a little bit good proof for that. Evidence? What's with the tense pressure in here all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me in a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. L concealed? It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Très Bien. Interesting. But where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The exact location where the body was hidden was in the kitchen. The body was hidden here! I see. Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? The small bottle? Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No, I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I will use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Très Bien. I only ever use these bottles of my aromatherapy oils. But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everybody remembers, don't they? That Mr. L visited an ear doctor clinic and was given a medication that day? You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Lynn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, did you say you were in the kitchen? Didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client Maggie Bird. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No! Blaze, why are you being silly, by the way? Order! This is an extraordinary development! Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenelg? Never! I could not do such a horrible thing! Mr. Godot! The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? What? Wait. Jefferson Barton, please, you mustn't air me out. Oh, my H deficient French. Because he's French. It was a trap. Listen to me. Por favor. Yo hablo en español. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? No, absolutely not. Let's hear it. You got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. It is clear. What do they always say in the movies? I got a bad feeling about this. Very well. In your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. The confession. It is true. I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him, I swear it. You must believe me. You were forced? By who? I cannot say, or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. Mr. L died. Was he really the only person at his table? There was...
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Also, thanks for the gift of sub to Raffy, Chozo. You're so sweet. There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy and get him to tell us the name of the real killer. And what reasons would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. A bit too male. Stop it! Old I can accept. A bit too male? How dare you? I can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reasoning. So I'll just have to prove it with evidence.
Objection!
You have a $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is that true, Mr. Armstrong? Oui, c'est juste. I was weak and I borrowed the money. The transphobia is irritating me. I know! And somehow I'm finding this not even as bad as literally the 16-year-old girl literally having older men falling for her. And I'm just like, it's so bad. I know it is. It's like, God. Armstrong, I love you. I so love you. And I find him hilarious. It's the drama. I really. Okay, I just gotta get through this. It's fine. Yeah, it was a product of time. This is the middle of the weird Okama in anime era. You know what? It's also why I now have a hard time watching Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. As much as I love that movie, and I do love that movie, that one is also a product of its time. And I hate it. is in fact bad. That's why I'm struggling. That's why I'm starting to struggle with Rocky Horror. You know, it's been a while since I've actually seen Rocky Horror. Is actually Rocky Horror that much of a transphobic movie? Question mark? Or is there something else about it that's problematic? I don't know. I would need to discuss that with you, Mitsuru. The more you actually look at it, the more you realize just how transphobic it is. You know what? I need to ask you this question, Mitsuru, because this gets me a really interesting question. Like, that's some tea I need to that's some tea I need to sip on and be like, this is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything asked out of you by this man! A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? I wonder if it took so long to identify and label what trans is because people were afraid to do so. Well, I would say that to identify trans in our modern time. I'm pretty sure trans people have always been in history. Depending on the culture, some cultures didn't really care about trans. Others cared about it in a very bad way. AKA, they would kill them. I don't know. It's like in our. Don't make me bring up. The concept has always been there. The verbiage changes often. Yeah. It's like it depends on the culture, the time period. It's just in our more modern time, we've been actually being a lot more aware and sensitive to it, which I think is a good thing. We should be more aware and sensitive to this shit because it's like it's important to realize that it's always been there. We've had people who have been trans and gay and God, like those are like two big ones, but like fuck, there's so many other things out there too. But it's like there's been just a lot of very different people out there, and just because they're different doesn't make them bad. Anyways, okay, I gotta really try and finish this. That's why you were forced to do anything. Forced to do anything this man told you. Wait, it is as you say, Mr. Armstrong. La Tiger, he told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim's demand that he repay his loans. I don't know why it happens like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body of the unconscious Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigri. These skeletons were found in a big spoon, little spoon. They must have great roommates. Ugh. That's definitely what I'd call Cleopatra. I am going to toss you, Ben. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well? No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it, I was not. It was despicable. Mr. Godot, you will summon the Sphero Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. 30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, Trey. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume Mr. Tigri is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. Actually, this might be a good place for me to stop for now. Yeah, this is a good place for me to stop. Oh god. What do you mean, oh god? I'll be playing again tomorrow. You know what I actually really want to do? Even if this is like literally the last half of the game, like the last bit of the game, it would give me some time to do something fun afterwards then. It would give me a lot of time to do something silly that I've been wanting to do, actually. 30 minutes. Okay, so we've saved. We got it right here. Go ahead and close this out. We'll listen. Turn this up just a smidge. Just a smidge. We'll turn that off so it's... Turn that out, turn that on. Enough for 6 instant ramens. Mmm, delicious. Okay, let's see who's available tonight. Flintlock, God, please. Alright. I do need that to be open so I can actually do some stuff. Go here. Let's see. Ooh, we got a few good choices today. I haven't raided into them in a hot minute. Looking for... You know what? That's also a good friend. I should raid into them. You're another good friend to raid into. And then you're always a good choice. Let's see. They've been going for a little bit. Looks like they just started not too long ago. They also just started not too long ago. And they usually go for a while. You know what? Hold on. Because I love reading into people playing that game right now. Right? Hold on. Ooh, but... I could... Actually, when was the last time I rated them? You know, I do love them. And they're having a good time right now playing that game. You know what? Why don't we do that? I haven't raided into them in a hot minute. I'm gonna raid into Starkey, who are currently playing Slay the Spire 2. Thank you all for being here today, though. I really appreciate you guys just being all cozy with me tonight. I'm probably just gonna like chill out for the rest of the day. I really just want to get myself moving on. I really want to try and finish this case tomorrow. And then... if I have time, I want to actually draw a bit. That would be a thing I would like to do. Depending if I have time tomorrow. If I do have time tomorrow, I'm actually going to do a couple of drawing ideas. And try with that. So, we'll see. If I have time, that's what I want to do. But, for now, we're gonna raid into Starkey. You're gonna give them all little kisses and smooches and tell them that they're sweet. And, well, yeah, we'll just have a good time. Until then, everybody, I love you all. Have a good one.